One of the biggest issues people face with print on demand is coming up with good designs. There are so many tools out there, but none are really made with print on demand sellers in mind. Well, that is until now. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to show you how to design a proven successful design. You need zero design know-how or skill. You can use templates that look absolutely awesome straight out the box. I have 2 designs for you today. This is the first. This is making $15,112 every single month. And it's only 3 words. The same words. However, if you're not a designer at all, you may look at this and say, but how did they get that intricate detail on the lettering? Well, I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to show you a more complicated design and the process to make that one too. So let's design that one quickly. It's really easy. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is the Kittle Designer. You've got all the different tabs over here. So we're going to start with text. We're going to just, well, we could go for a pre-made template, but we're just going to click add headline. We're going to write the word howdy. I'm going to change the size of it just by dragging. Right, we've now got our text. Now what they did is they times this by 3, but before we do that, we're going to put in those intricate details that look so unbelievably difficult, and we're going to do it in less than 30 seconds. So click howdy, let's pick a font. So you've got tons and tons of fonts to pick from, like so many fonts, it's crazy. But we know we're going to go with this one, Girasol. Don't know why it's called that, but it's called that. Right, and now that's our font. What we want to do is we want to go over here and click this A+ sign, and this is how we're going to create those intricate details. You know, we're going to click this shading, so now we've got that little drop shadow, and then we're going to click this decoration button, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to add this cool kind of line design. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to change those colors. So very simply, we can just go here and we can select, let's make it this a pink vibe. So it's that simple. And now we need to just copy this 1, 2, and 3. Now this is completely and utterly ripping off someone's design. I would not recommend doing this. I just wanted to show you how unbelievably simple it was to create a design that looks slightly intricate, but we can create it in 10 seconds using the Kittle Designer. If you've liked the video so far and you haven't already smashed that subscribe button, let's see if we can get to 100,000 subscribers. Okay. Now for the big one. We really want to see what Kittle is capable of doing. Let's put this tool to the test. This is the next one that we're going to design, but in our own style. This is making $17,438 a month, and it's a super viral design. But of course, we're going to change it. Let's start the 7-minute countdown. This is the next one. It's slightly more intricate, but I'm going to show you exactly how we can make it really, really simply using the Kittle Online Designer. So first things first, we want to change the color of this background to black because this is going to be for a black t-shirt. The next thing we need to do is we need to put the words in peace, love, and Christmas. So let's go text, add a headline, and just change this to say peace. Now we're going to change this to white just so we can see it for the time being. We can change the color a bit later, but let's just leave it at white. Now we need to pick a font. So we have a lot of different fonts here, but I'm going to go with this ballerina font. I think it's cool. I like it. Again, you don't have to agree. You can use whatever font you want. Right, now let's go to this A+, and we're going to do some stuff to it because, well, quite frankly, I don't like this so much as it is. So let's click this end one here. Let's change this offset. And we probably need to mess around with the colors a bit because these colors are very meh. So let's go for some orange. Maybe not that orange. And let's change this gray to, that's fun, right? Nice orange and red. Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this. So hold down on options if you've got a Mac, or you can just right click and copy paste. Just drag this over here, peace, peace, and peace. We're going to change this to say love. And we're going to change this to say Christmas. So you can see how we're taking a very basic viral design and we're just making it work for other times of the year. And you can see all the lines, you can make sure it's exactly centered and everything is perfect with each other. Now that we have that, we need to actually add some elements to it. So if we go over here on the left-hand side, we can see you've got elements over here. You can also upload your own photos. You can use photos over here, so trending photos. I believe this uses Unsplash, but I might be wrong. And then you've also got textures here if you want to have a textured background of some sort. I don't recommend doing this, but you can if you want. Right, Let's go back to elements, and now let's search for the word peace. See what comes up. So we've got a lot of stuff here, you know, a lot of cool stuff. So quite frankly, I like this one. So what I would do is I would put this one over here, and you can see the texture, right? You can see that texture behind the black. It's there. You know, it's on all the letters. It's really cool. You can remove it if you want. Let's just get rid of the texture. Delete the texture. We don't want any texture. Right, now what we want to do is we want to resize that, and we want to make it look like it's behind the piece. So what we can do, in order to do that, we have to go over here on the right hand side and click layers, right? And just like Photoshop, just like any high-end software that costs an absolute fortune, this one doesn't cost a fortune, you can just drag things. So let's go ahead and drag this illustration behind the word peace, and bam, right there, it looks awesome. Next, we need to put some graphics in for the word love. So that would probably just be a very simple heart. Let's have a look and see if we can find one. I like the look of that one, right? But currently it's black. Let's change this to white. You can do this with any of the things, by the way. You can just change the colors. Again, also, let's put this behind love, right? Looks really cool. Now, I actually kind of like the idea of making it look a bit 3D. So what we can do is we can just drag it, copy it, and then change the color. Basically, you're adding a stroke to it. That's quite cool. Now we need to actually add a Christmas element. So let me just put in Christmas and see what comes up. See if we can see if anything good that matches this vibe. So you can see we've got this we want to make sure the clip art basically matches with this hand, with this heart. We don't want to go for something that's too cartoony or too detailed. So let's have a look. Let's scroll down. So this is a cool element. I like this, and I like these. So I'm going to put this in just to save for later, because I like them. Let's put this one in as well. That could be used a bit later on. Now let's keep going down. So I'm liking this. This is very similar to the hand. Oh, look at this one. This one's really cool. Oh, that one's amazing. Okay, so what we do is make this one a bit bigger. We can have it overlapping the heart a bit, overlapping the Christmas a bit. I actually like that some of them are behind, some of them are in front. And now that is pretty good as designs go. Just to begin with, we can select it and center it a bit. Right, now what we want to do is we want to add some elements. So let's change this up. Let's flip this around, make sure it's exactly 180, and we can do something like this. Let's change the color of it to make it slightly brighter. Right, and now we can copy it, we can flip it horizontally, and we can kind of match it up. So let's make it a bit bigger so that it matches. Look at that, you've got yourself a really cool, unique underline with this nice flower effect. Okay, that's cool. Right, let's add some snowflakes because it is obviously Christmas. So again, really simply, just put this in here. You can add a few around if you want, change the sizes up, just to add some more detail to the picture. And now I would say let's add a couple more things. So what else do we have for Christmas? Is there anything else? So we've got this bauble, this could be used. This is quite cute, but let's have it behind the love. Again, we just go over here onto the right hand side of layers, and we can have it showing behind. And let's see if there's anything else. I'm looking for something specific. There you go. This looks cool. So let's change this to black, not purple. Let's make it a bit smaller. And now we can kind of do that, and we can add another one on this side, but let's flip this horizontally and have a look at that. I mean, that is a solid Christmas design using, well, a proven concept. And there you have it. Now, I would always recommend, I don't know how long it's been. Let's have a look. It's been 6 minutes, just under 7 minutes. Perfectly planned. Now, I personally wouldn't recommend taking someone's design to this closeness of detail. I really like the idea of using other people's designs as inspiration, but coming up with my own original ideas. You don't want to rip anyone off. You don't want to look like anyone else's designs. If you can come up with your own original ideas, then you're going to do a lot better. So you want to use apps like Pretty Merch and other apps to kind of find decent ideas and write a list of decent ideas. But when it comes to actually designing, try and think of something totally new. And there we have it. There are many tools out there to make designs, but few are like this. Few really have print-on-demand sellers in mind. And this tool, well, this tool knows what you need as a seller. As well as t-shirts, you have logos, labels, t-shirts, posters, cards, and social. And this is what it looks like. You've got these incredible looking designs all over the place. These are what other people have made. You can click on this and actually leave a comment. You can share it. You can click these three dots. You can follow this person if you specifically like their designs. You can bookmark this. And if you really want, you can click use this design. It will open up the Kittle editor and then you can just change it. So for example, let's change this to say hello. It's now going to say Jello, but that's fine. You can see how it just jumps right back. So if we change this G to an S, right? And you can see it will just fit right in. Obviously you might have to resize it a bit, but it jumps right back to that font. Likewise with this. So if you say since 2004, it will go and it will jump right into the desired shape of it. And that is really what is so cool about Kittle, is it's made for print-on-demand sellers, right? It's one of the only tools made for print-on-demand sellers. I know there are other tools out there, but this is very laser focused. Now, as well as all of this, you can search for specific designs. You can also go and sort by trending, recent, or most used. So it's actually cool to see what people are using the most. Like this one, oh, that is just so cool, this Immortals one. 6,640 in popularity, 384 likes. This one's also very, very cool. Good Vibes is very cool. And this is just a great way to get an idea of what other people are liking and kind of like what the market is wanting to see. So that is what Kittle looks like. If your budget allows and you want to make some pretty epic designs easily, then click the link down below and give Kittle a go.